Welcome to The Lamp, a Sierra media production brought to you right from the UK studios. Today, we're going to be talking about so many things that we've also been spoken about over the past couple of Lamp programs and within the past couple of weeks. And today is not just another day, it's just another week. And we're going to be talking about issues that are affecting Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora and Sierra Leoneans back home. Like we always say, the Lamp is brought to you just for us to be able to understand a few things within our community, which means we have to learn and make progress. That's the reason why the Lamp was brought to you from Sierra Media. We're going to be talking about serious issues within our communities that are affecting us, how we do things, what are some of the things that we have learned and the ones that we haven't been able to learn properly. And after learning, what do we do with some of these things that we have learned, both from Sierra Leone and the diaspora? So the Lamp was brought to you just for us to be able to learn and make progress with some of the things that we are learning. We've learned a lot of stuff for decades, but have we made progress with them? Have we done anything about them? Have we changed the way we have learned some of these things and implement them in a way that it should benefit us as Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora? That is why we're bringing this program to you guys, so that we'll be able to share those thoughts, share those ideas, and maybe put them into good use that will better us as Sierra Leoneans. The guest we have today is none other than one of the most active and proactive and effective young fine gentleman that has been doing a lot of work within Sierra Leone communities in the UK and beyond. Is none other than Askia. Welcome to the Lamp, Askia, and it's been a pleasure to have you here tonight. So tell us who you are, just from a very short background. I know you have a lot to say, but just tell us who you are so that people can know exactly who is next with me on the Lamp.
Thank you so very much, Brother T-Boy, for the opportunity to be on your platform and to be able to share my journey with fellow Sierra Leoneans. As this program is focused on Sierra Leonean audience, I think I am more comfortable speaking in Creole.
And I see you for do.
If that's okay, I hope say they're not going to lynch me.
Oh yes, of course, it's fine.
But
we can go in and out of the Creole English.
Yes.
Because man like you know to all words I be talk pan Creole.
Okay.
Neither all
Well,
words I be talk pan English.
Yeah, we're gonna make sense. So we are not able for talk Creole, and then we'll go put big
No
English
problem.
words then.
No
there.
problem.
So me famble them mean Askia, but plenty people then sabi me as Ibrahim Whane.
Mm.
And so the full name na Askia Ibrahim Whane. Born and grew up na Kabbalah, and spend a lot of time na Bo. In the early 2000s.
I tell me say you go to school.
No, I not go to school.
Thank you. Okay.
And then I come Europe 2008. One program we be require me for work. Na Charles Taylor in team.
Charles Taylor.
Yes.
Charles Taylor, the prisoner right now, na the Hague.
Yes.
In team.
In team.
Okay.
The Netherlands, the Special Court for Sierra Leone. And so 2008, so once I finished my internship there, I moved come over the UK for can study law. Because that have been the whole purpose of that internship there, now for being kind of motivate me for study law, because people have been their way already don't say I get strong advocacy skills than we I need for develop, and so then in be part of the sponsorship where you can be going to the Hague.
Okay, wait first, because this na something very new to me. Extremely new.
Okay, well.
Look, I get some clear. When you say you were a part of the team, na Charles Taylor in team, were you part of the legal representation for the Charles Taylor defense, or you were a part of the legal representation for the Hague against Charles Taylor? What's in the right one?
Yeah, the right one na the first one where you say. So I've been the part of in defense team, and so then been they call that department the Office of the Principal Defender, the OPD.
Okay.
And so I've been to work alongside English lawyers them, Courtney Griffiths, Terry Monier, and one other American, Nigerian American.
So how they unpick you? Because I know say during the Warner Salon there were many things that maybe they happen, we not been just stable. And we know for sure say Charles Taylor was accused of some of the war crimes that we commit against civilians within the Liberia and Sierra Leone border. And most of the major crimes that we didn't charge him for, that the fact say he actually abused the Sierra Leonean country by using the blood diamonds we all man know for, and also the atrocities then we some of the rebels then commit against Sierra Leoneans then we come out from Liberia. So how they really unpick you for go the part of the defense team, not prosecution, but defense team for Charles Taylor?
I think so because I always done they do what I do now, so I been they do something similar nabo.
Okay.
I been there in Liberia for some time during the war. Work with a pharmaceutical company, and so we the war begin to ease in Sierra Leone. Decide for come back in Sierra Leone and can set up my own pharmaceutical business. But during that time, they bought been the area than in Sierra Leone we been safest, and so therefore business been a thrive nabo. And so I start for do business nabo. I start one pharmacy and then I expand and into 12 pharmacies there across the country. But then
wow.
The model way I've been they operate with a similar model they operate with the community in the year. Because for me the object always not all money day before. And so even though I've been to sell medicine forget me living, but whether or not you get money where you can have a pharmacy, you either get treatment or you go to medicine.
Wow. So I just stop you small as we go along. I know say I need to look at you like as somebody we old or we young, and you did talk about setting up pharmacies going back possibly 30 years or beyond down the line. You must be a very young individual at that point in time.
Yeah, I've been there in my mid-20s, so where the war start, we all become adults where we've been supposed to be picking them.
Okay.
And so we've been get for the do adult things then, because if you see your parents then business then don't get affected. And my mama na been businesswoman way even they do business na going to Nongowa, so then in your business become one of the first casualties of the war. And I see how then did they take a toll in my mama health. And so I've not been one for see in health they deteriorate further. And so I've been get for step in at a very, very young age and sacrifice my education so that I go able for see my mama health recover and also see my siblings then through education. And so yes, I start at a very, very young age. But as I've been to say, for me the object always don't be humanity rather than money.
Right.
And so that model way I've been to use a kind of create a very, very strong relationship between me and the communities there. And now they do more of wholesale pharmaceutical products than retail. And so I've been to use the retail for support the community, but upon the wholesale, I've been to make the money.
Okay.
And so therefore I've been get strong links with the surrounding villages thing, was I then been they come out for can buy wholesale. And so we then set up the special court for Sierra Leone. Me not been one of the people in way not been believing the court.
Okay, you had issues with the court system.
Yes, I've been believing saying a complete waste of money.
Okay.
And that view the way I've been get, a lot of people have been share that same view in the provinces then, because where you look at people then lives then, people then way don't lost their limbs then, people then way then don't burn their houses then, and them in the struggle for come to terms with reality.
Okay.
And if you look at the amount of money we then put for try child still not of what you do na Liberia but waiting happen in Sierra Leone, and then a lot of questions then go come that you hear the way you go need answer for. And so I think say the special court being struggle with the outreach program, even forget people then way they listen to them. And I think say that they I come in because I've been get a very strong connection with communities there. And so somebody say make them talk to me, and so if me lead them, and then go get audience. And so that's
so you were the link between the special court and the community, because they wanted to pass on certain messages then for the community then go for grabber. Was it to educate them about the reason why a special court was put together, or just for educate them for me to understand say we need to try certain individuals for war crimes?
Yeah, I think in above. Because that have been the whole point of the outreach, for able to understand what's in a justice in the first place, and why court systems and they in place for try people then way the suspects say bear the greatest responsibilities in the war, because obviously they're not able for try everybody, but then go able for try selected people and just still not to been the only person. Some other leaders then been there, but so all what me do at that point they for create that link, they introduce them to the local chiefs them around, so then go get that audience. So me not been do any outreach, just for create that link there. And so I guess the internship now being a reward for that effort.
So they rewarded you for come and be part of the defense team, or rewarded you to come to possibly continue some of that kind link between the legal system and the special courts and the representation of Charles Taylor and the defense team way Unabi they put together?
The gentleman way I've been to work with na Zimbabwean, way then they call Silas Shekara.
That was in Sierra Leone?
Yes.
Okay.
And so me and him build a very close relationship, and gonna me host, even though I've been on drop out of school for quite a long time, but I've been getting a massive library. And I've been subscribed to New African Business, Newsweek, Times, and so they keep myself informed, and so I think I been admire that spirit. I do business for survival, for support my family, but at the same time I not stop for learn, even though I not been going to school.
Right.
And so and me I engage in a lot of conversations where I think saying that they pick up some of me advocacy qualities that we make. He recommend me for the internship.
Wow. So who was responsible for the internship? Now the international body or Salon government?
Yeah, I think saying that the special court itself, because them been get fund and me and one practicing lawyer in Sierra Leone, Lansana Koto Kamara. So we've been be the first people and we benefit from that program there. But after we, a lot of other people been benefit because of we performance, and because we not disappear within the system. And so we do what we require.
Very interesting statement.
Yeah. So Lansana return back to practice na Sierra Leone, and then maybe already forge a very strong relationship with some of the English lawyers, and we've been the work there. We then undertake for sponsor my studies in the UK.
Okay, so what was it like at the Hague? I know say it's a very different environment from Sierra Leone, and this is your first time living in Sierra Leone, apart from you stay in Liberia, and you're coming to Europe as an intern into a newly established legal system for prosecute war criminals. What was it like there?
And for add day back, I not be ever sabi how to use computer, and then they go give me a whole desktop, and assuming say suppose for sabi, and it was very, very challenging. I'm not gonna use the word traumatizing, because I learn a lot, and because me somebody way they learn relatively quickly,
Okay.
and so not been take a week for make I go able for do the basic admin stuff them around.
For navigate you into administration skills,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah, just
Wow.
like that. Yes.
Ha, well, viewers, if you're watching the lamp right now, we're talking to Askia, and Askia will give you a short brief of how he started off in life from civilian to Liberia to Bow and back to Freetown, and then get himself established into the special court system and be part of the volunteer team we go for defense charge still on at The Hague. Mr. Askia, I know say we don't talk about The Hague briefly and your intervention into how you became a volunteer and how you get yourself into the UK. What was it like now coming to UK now that you don't get small experience at The Hague, Holland to be specific, right? And then now you find yourself in London for practice and study law. Was that experience totally different from Holland?
Yeah. Holland have been a strange environment where always been to get homesick because The Hague is a very white city. I've been the dream for see black man.
And you couldn't find one?
And then when me and Lance and Ade together, if we see black man at train station, we dey run go tin up near if we know they talk to ourselves, we go tin up near and things say way I come na the UK. That time the Victoria Station have been construction site. Where the coach reached and say we don't reach London, I not believe. Because the London way I've been the imagine, not
you know see London Bridge,
yes.
You know see the Tower Bridge, you know see the Big Ben and all that stuff.
Exactly. But then me can face a completely new challenge because the year where I can another year they didn't change the law. Say if you enter with a visitor's visa, you need to convert into a study visa.
Wow.
And so which means I've been need for go out of the country, for go apply for my student visa, for come back for can study, and I not be one for go Sierra Leone for do that day.
So what did you do?
So I use my contact where I've been done get another special court for get a job na Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
And so I get a 1 year contract for work na a law firm, Beckman's. So I work there for 1 year. I able to raise the money where I been need for pay my school fees and for process my student visa, and I come back na the UK 2010 for can study.
That's a journey of a lifetime.
Yes.
Coming from Sierra Leone to The Hague, Holland, back to London, then back to Trinidad and Tobago, and then back to London. Wow. So at it takes you to speak Dutch, because how many years did you spend in The Hague anyway before I ask if you speak Dutch?
So now 1 year roughly.
And you learned for speak the language there?
No, because the environment was having the predominantly expatriate. So most people then we been to walk around the special court, both na the OTP. So the OTP na the Office of the Trial Prosecutor. So na English and na English will be in the talk.
Okay.
But yes, learn basic Dutch. Able for greet and ask you.
You for tell and
yeah,
do you basic normal stuff around them. Have you visited back again for?
Yeah, several times. A lot of times.
You don't go back to The Hague and see what it's like now
yes,
compared to the way it was like when initially was set up?
I don't do some courses then do some summer schools.
Okay.
We have been studying in Belgium every weekend. Me and my friends then we go to Holland because now.
Interesting.
Na neighbors them.
Wow.
So yeah.
So now tell us about the UK. I know say you study law and then you definitely, I'm not supposed to say you graduate with flying colors. I don't know if I asked that question. How did you get yourself now involved into the Syrian community with your law skills and your intervention skills with community expertise skills we don't get from Sierra Leone, we don't use, you don't come to London. What was it like now for you after you don't complete your course, you're now like a full-blown lawyer?
Now, I been no say I need for study law, but why I been need for study law, I not been know. Struggle for able for know waiting I go do with a law degree. The time way I get my qualifications then, because remember I not finished secondary school, and so I've been get for do a certificate in legal studies and then do a diploma in law with the University of London International Programs. And so in that way they're able to get me requirements then for go first year na law school for do me LLB.
So how many years did you do in law school in the UK?
So in total I studied law for 8 years. So my LLB program have been 4 years when I European legal studies because I get an international outlook.
Okay.
And so for me, I've been know the things that way I don't want for be where I start for study law.
What are some of those things you can share?
I've been know say I don't want for be solicitor.
Okay.
Because I hate for sit on behind desk and look at a pile of papers.
Solicitor, this not of on our own, just in your views no more.
And I've been know say I don't want for be a barrister because I no one for argue somebody in case for money. And I also know say I know one for be an academic lawyer because I know one for learn till I die. And so, and this not the 3 areas that way almost everybody sabi say you go be.
If you become
so
a lawyer.
You need for fit within one of them 3 areas, And me not being like any one of them were.
Wow.
And so I struggled, but I been need the legal skills. Then they have been sure say yes, I need the legal skills thing.
Because so you have a primary target thinking of what you want to use it for.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think say my breakthrough come where I gonna Belgium for go study as part of me LLB program, but not be master's program.
Okay. So why Belgium? Belgium is a French-speaking country compared to what you were doing in the UK.
So one part of Belgium, Wallonia, the French-speaking side and then Flanders, Dutch, or Flemish. And so then I'm not going to say English not the first language,
okay.
But almost everybody they speak English.
Okay.
And the universities then they teach in English. And so I be English program, but I be master's program. And then I be an eye opener for me because na day I able to go discover myself, na day I able to go discover my passion, na day I able to go know what else I go do with a law degree rather than for fit in one of the 3 boxes that we available, where I know one for sit on any one of them boxes then there.
Okay.
And so the program way I do in Belgium, then divide it into 2. So the course itself then call European and International Legal Studies. And so the first part of the program be international trade and investment law, what we do the first semester, and then they being consist of a lot of academic work and practical work. So we've been to travel to Geneva, the World Trade Organization, and for do a lot of things there around for understand how international trade and investment they work, and including arbitration and all the things and they. And so the second semester they introduce we to international law and sustainable development. And they are able for discover the things and way I say I discover because I write one paper where I've been to assess the post-reconstruction efforts in Sierra Leone after they don't declare the war over 2003.
Okay.
And the whole world grab say they want for help Sierra Leone for come back on in feet. And then I think that time then I've been 16 years on, the country been still the struggle. And now me on work now for me investigate why.
Why the country still a struggle even though the whole world don't come for support and help.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so that investigation they are go discover say wait man then no go able for sabi what's in our problem. And so
why do you think so?
Because now we create that problem there.
How?
the war na Sierra Leonean bring the destruction na Sierra Leoneans then do and so therefore the recovery process and the going forward na Sierra Leoneans then go more likely for sabi how would they able for forge forward.
Okay.
And Nadande me refer to as a bottom-top approach rather than a prescription approach. And so me recommendations them pan that paper day na in lead for make I establish CAD HR when a Center for the Advancement of Development and Human Rights. And na day I able for discover the things and way I want for do now. And we have been the set up the organization, they will come back. I start for set them up there. The university helped me for start for do the groundwork.
Okay.
Where I can finish na Westminster will come back na the UK. And then the focus now for me go back.
Go back salon.
Na salon.
Okay.
And Koinadugo district and Kabbalah in particular.
You think, say, on your own opinion, that particular area they suffer the worst atrocities of the war, or you just feel so normal you want for going to that area because now you in the region Usai Commerce originally?
Yes. They focus on Kabbalah because they are born and they grow up.
Okay.
And also because in terms of development, now the forgotten district. Anything we can Sierra Leone.
It's not the same anymore.
Yeah, anything we can Sierra Leone.
They didn't remember now because of the notorious myth we didn't get about Kabbalah. Say Kabbalah na evil, na rich place, they know how for develop. Now they all the medicine man and they do bad. How myth there's some thinking they can also deter any community for develop because Kenema gets similar myth, but I don't know whether it's the same thing with Kabbalah. Why make them they totally ignore them in terms of development? But that is not the same right now.
I not feel say na any of that because the things and way people then they talk about Kabbalah, we were born and grow up there, we say self na that way they would hear him.
But we not say that way.
Exactly.
But who they
so
see
when you did a Kabbalah, you know they see them people and the way then they talk about.
Who they see them?
And so I not feel say that not been the reason we make them forget the district.
Okay.
And so maybe they say at least we will come on that part of the country there. If the government forget, but we not supposed to forget.
That's true.
And being that my papa been cattle farmer, and me myself been get garden, was I been they grow fruits that way people let me sell. And over 85% of the activities of the people in that area in agriculture, and so I designed the organization in first project around that day.
Okay.
So 2018 as I finished my last exam before I even graduate, I'm gonna Kabbalah organize a 5 days conference around how I go mobilize the various chiefdoms them for make we go put together a massive agricultural project. We ongoing, we not get the funding it what we need for pull them out.
So is it ongoing right now as we speak?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I can now for campaign money for fund that project there. COVID come, and then the lock we all inside house. And now when you lock mortal man, it is creative.
Yep.
And so during the lockdown,
very few people they know that too.
Okay.
Very few people know that because to be honest to you, COVID make we all become creative at some point. But I totally agree with you.
Yeah. And during that time there, I've been the study for me bar. In fact, now during the lockdown, I write me bar exams.
Okay. And
so the government announced a lot of generous programs then for people then we lost their jobs then, or people then we not been get jobs. But then would they miss out on the government in generous program, now the self-employed. And now most of we brothers then na self-employed, especially the one then we they drive Uber. And now we all know say we a campaign self-employment. The people then we then create the self-employment for. Not all then they use the self-employment a lot. Self-employment in UK speak. Now for people that like former prime ministers or people that way don't come at the top of their career.
And then decide for resign and then go into a private practice within the lab.
Yes, we one job for the whole year,
yes.
Don't settle you.
True. Not so like a wood if it's
yes.
all kind of have job before you move for survive.
Yeah, but because we people that don't understand that day, so most of we young brothers then for want of flexibility they register self-employed and they drive Uber. And so the government, so them fall within the cracks. And so they not fall under unemployed. They not fall under employed.
Yeah.
And so now, then your assessment now, waiting them in don't declare as profit. Now then they then go give them on a monthly basis.
Wow.
And so if you've been done the declare losses,
you never get nothing.
You never get nothing.
Bonuses for survival.
Yes. Yeah. And that was harsh.
And so that was a huge disadvantage.
Yes, and so I sit down there and know say we community go suffer a lot from that day.
Sure.
And then feel say I've been need for do something because I already get the skills. I sit on a horse. You know, they cost me nothing other than my time and the internet.
Yeah.
And so I begin to call brothers then way and know say they in them situations and tell them what else they can do for able to get something from the government in package.
So basically you put together a team of Sierra Leoneans or non-Sierra Leoneans, then we self-employed at that particular point in time, we being disadvantaged for get enough funds for sustain their lives.
Yeah, so I've been make individual phone calls to people that way as sabi because people so then they talk to each other.
What you be telling them?
So what in they need for do in terms of for able for make themselves either employed or unemployed.
Right.
And so that then go able to come under the protection of the government and therefore receive the funding way they need.
So how they respond to you at that point? Because again, that is a unique way of bringing people into reality, because that was a reality shock for almost the entire world. For Lekuno, for say COVID will not come this way as it is, and then it shocked people and we totally lost their earnings, livelihood and life. So how they respond to you for making you forget and that kind of idea, then they forget kickstart to their reality lifestyle again?
So as always, the best place for starting with your family then.
They make the family to do the work.
So you don't ever get them wrong with your family then,
sure.
Because they already trust you, and so they're ready for take that risk with you because they know you, and so they know say you do it with all good intention.
Right.
And so one go through the process, he succeed, he telling comping, and then they telling comping, and then they telling comping. And so now that way they then they snowball. But then as you know, mortal man they not can get only one problem. You start for help them with one problem, and then they go bring for you multiple problems there. And so some people then they call me now say, well, then don't give me notice for left, me host, na COVID days. How I go do, and so I begin to intervene.
So all this was under the CAD HR umbrella?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so now that way they I start for provide free legal services within the community.
Wow. I don't even know USA for start, because when we look at the journey in USA, you don't reach at this particular point in time, you have invested a lot of your time, resources, energy, and your knowledge and expertise of what you don't go study all these years. How does that benefit you?
The cold heart where they see that satisfaction they you not able for quantify them in any monetary terms. And I believe say the reason why make able for do the things and way I they do so I not get a very strong relationship with money.
Right.
The people then will sabi me all the properties and where being acquired and give away them all before I left because I been no say I don't need
you
them.
give away also?
Yeah, we are not being given so I land them.
Can one say well I
Yeah.
want to keep doing some of them and you to me as well.
And
Look
so-
who you back. How do we don't give it to say I want to back?
Yeah, and so I not get a very strong relationship with money. And so for
I
me,
think I all fall like that category.
yeah, so for me, money not for everything.
True.
Humanity, my relationship with other mortal man, then in super important. And so that smile where they see na people in face, that relief where people in they get from me intervention, than then a fever for me millions. Because I remember where there is the lockdown, one particular brother being one for bringing family. I don't spend a lot of money, and in welfare and in picking them all day in Sierra Leone.
Wow.
It been one make them come. Now I don't pay for I think na been 5 or 6. I don't pay for them all, and the money been plenty. So I been short with I think about 1,000 or 2,000 pounds, for make them all go come as a group. I been get a deadline, and that deadline therefore been expire midnight.
Wow.
And you're not able to raise that money. The deadline don't pass. For that was the end of in your world. If you say everything don't crash.
Yeah.
And it was 2 o'clock in the morning. It can knock me the mouth. Now my boys themselves now then yeri. Then wake, then can knock to me. Pamfula, Baba, somebody they knock the door mouth. They cry in a big man.
Wow.
And I say, okay, I go see what he want. And he tell me, it not take me 2 minutes for sort down the out.
Wow.
That net, they all waiting. I been need for donor for send email to the home office and ask for extension.
Wow.
Maybe able for do that because I know say you can always ask for extension. But in not be know that.
What to do.
And so now the time I realize say with problems in the UK now them bigger than waiting with the think say we not get problems in the Sierra Leone where people then get problem.
So was that the stepping stone for you for look at now into the broader picture of some of the supports we you give to the community?
Yes, because I come for realize say where we appear in public or where we go back home, we they present ourselves as if everything okay, we they live comfortable lives thing. But the reality is completely different.
Sure.
People in the suffer, people in the struggle, people in stuck. I begin to write a book where one of the chapters then where called Trapped. And people in the Kamnaya with high dreams, hopes and aspirations. And especially the UK, they don't mind if you get PhD self for send you, for take you happily as a kitchen porter. People in the left their accounting jobs then in Sierra Leone go don't get experience, don't work now all kind type of bank then and can then happily employ you for one spot and pan.
Then let's go all of that qualification with them, you know.
Yes.
Acquire.
And a lot of people then find themselves in impossible situation where you get a hard choice for make between your livelihood, your family livelihood, and what's a family, but your family in the year and your family where you left back home, because the expectations then high. And now when you look at Dundee they limit you in every shape or form.
Sure.
Because you want for day in a stable position wherein you they get a steady income, even though not so than you want for do. But so because that job they give you security and you're able for pay your rent and your bills, then you're able for send for you family them back home, you're able for build one house and buy one motor car, because and that way a lot of people then they define success.
True.
And so you no mind for hang on to that job there for the rest of your life. But then as you begin to hit 50, 60, you need not be as strong again, and you back don't give away, and then you begin to worry now, say, okay, what I don't do to myself. And people then find themselves in a situation wherein the people then where you left back home don't develop than you will been to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And you there in a situation wherein you not get any qualification, you not able to describe yourself in any way, you're not a professional, and probably you either get horse, but not the only thing you get, or you not get horse, and how you they go back. Because if you get a profession, if you get a trade, and then you get something for care back, and so therefore you're able to go restart your life.
Start your life again, and you don't feel say you don't lose out on anything.
But if you've been not working a year as a carer or as a security person or as an Uber driver, how do you do that?
Okay, interesting. So is that the reason why you wrote that particular headline on your book, Trapped?
Trapped, yes.
Can I ask how many pages that particular chapter they get? Because I might want to invade it and possibly convert it into into a movie or
well, again for drama. Again for be a handbook. Na an evolving chapter.
Okay.
The book still there in an early stage.
Yeah, we can still extract something out of the
book.
So
the page numbers then go grow, because a handbook get for be something thick, because waiting at the plan for doing for give people then something like a manual how for succeed in the West, where you can waiting you for force do the options and what you get, waiting you know for do, and all them things.
So it's like a do's and don'ts manual. Yeah, so basically that's why we have the lamp, because you need to learn and make progress. So if you not get a basic initial learning platform for making exactly what are the do's and don'ts, you will struggle to make progress in your
because it all boils down to what side you come, the people that where you they interact with, waiting then they tell you, and waiting then sabi.
So basically your network is very important.
Because we maybe come na the UK na the friends and we have been get been believe say I either claim asylum or I go underground. In fact, then kept me go to Croydon. say na for go ask for asylum.
Go inside and make you go seek asylum.
Yes. Now I say okay. I say well before I enter and I get few questions then. Then say yes. I say how long did it take? Then say well at most 7 years. Now I say if the 7 years reach I get me paper, then say you're not guaranteed. Now I say me. I'm not gonna ever put me destiny in somebody's hand.
You do it for 7 years.
Yes. I don't know whether sometimes you wake down annoy you na net, and then you wake in the morning and my paper go for them before you, and then you pull your anger up. I mean, no, I don't ready for do that. I go take me own destiny in my hand, and then I make sure say the mistakes that where they do in my life, I learn from them. I dust myself, I grab and move on. And so na day I able to make that decision for come out first, and then find way for enter. And so I learn a lot from that day, and I see how the people way then the first meet in a year, if then they did not get the information where they need, and so then they give wrong advice, and it just take one wrong decision for mess up your whole life.
Sure, I totally agree with you. So what would be some of the things that we feel to say CAD HR don't do for benefit the community most? Because I know for say CAD HR gets a lot of organizations that where they link with, within the work with within our Sierra Leone community. So what are some of the things that CAD HR don't do for bring all them different organizations or communities there so together?
Well, I think I want to talk about waiting KDHR plan for do.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe then they go able to give some insight as to waiting we don't begin to put in place for make that they happen.
For the viewers, then can you define what KDHR is once more?
Yes, KDHR means Center for the Advancement of Development and Human Rights. So which means that two things that we want for do.
Okay.
We want for advanced development and we want for advanced human rights. And the reason why I make development and human rights, because then two things and they, I think it in our website say, not inseparable twins. So wherever development work, the human rights issues then tie with them.
Yeah.
And so how we the work for achieve them with two objectives here. So the human rights advancement side of the organization in which they use for provide the free legal services, what would they give to community members. And now I'll come back to why we start with one community and then we end up with the whole of West Africa.
Can you define the free legal services properly so people can understand exactly what sort of services that you're specifically talking about?
And so we provide free legal services in immigration, housing, employment, family, and consumer rights. So consumer rights now where you go buy something in a shop and then you change your mind and then you want to go turn and then say, and then they give you money.
They give you money back and then you keep the product even though you don't want the product.
Yeah, and so on that day. And the development advancement side of it, na community development project.
Okay.
And so during the COVID, been they look at how, because we been get time, and so now they do most of the work.
Okay.
So now I don't need for do a lot of writing now, not just engagements, because I've been done do all the writing parts.
Sure.
So now during the COVID, I've been able to develop this structure way, what they call now the MRU community.
Right.
Way now a support structure.
For the viewers again, can you break the MRU community clear so people can understand what that is?
Yes, so that is an inspiration from the Mano River Union agreement where they between Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and Ivory Coast. And
so Ivory Coast was part of the Mano River Union?
Yes, they joined in recently.
Okay.
Yeah, they joined in recently.
So no wonder Ivorians are very much comfortable with civilians.
Yes.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now that spirit there, it not left, it not just stop back in the sub-region, it come na year because in all the businesses then we find out, say we mix and mingle with people then from them countries here.
Right.
Especially when you deal with the Fula people them and the Madingo people them.
Yeah, true.
Because most of the time where I start, I've been just one for serve the Sierra Leonean community. But then I come across a lot of Fula then we identify as Sierra Leoneans and Guineans at the same time.
Yeah. That has been like a norm within the past.
Just the same way where me identify as a Malian and a Sierra Leonean at the same time.
I identify myself as a Malian and a Sierra Leonean because we all come up from the Musa clan. But I know they use that as much as possibly anybody else know.
And the Madingo them, most Madingo them identify as Liberians, Guineans, and Sierra Leoneans.
Yeah, we have a huge amount of Madingo in Liberia as well. Yeah.
And so I begin to get that difficulty there. Where I try for define my scope, and so how you go turn people them away.
Yeah, we get the same kind of cultural practices we come from Sierra Leone as well. Yeah,
and so I changed the concept now from focusing just on the Sierra Leonean community, expand a bit further to the Mano River Union, where Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Liberia, but then the whole of the West Africa connect. And so the Gambians then begin the camp.
They encroach into the MRU community.
The Senegalese then begin the camp.
Wow.
And so now we don't go beyond that regional ties where they back now.
So it's now becoming like a West African thing now.
Exactly. But the name still there because the name now about identity, now about ownership. It don't mean say we go exclude people there. Because we connect with the Guinea-Bissau community In fact, then don't link me with the Angolan community way they all the way and then
Oh,
the
there you
Central
go.
Africa. Exactly. And so
you don't begin go. But this is not going to be good for us at the MRU community because you the extend, which is a good thing, but at the same time, if you have the resources to satisfy all those regions, fine. But if the resources is not that great, I think you think boku.
Where what I not been tell you back about myself, because after we
no.
No, where I stopped for go school, I don't do business all my life before I decide for go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you they talk about business, you they talk about numbers.
True.
And the 4 countries then, where I send an information request to the ONS, the Office of National Statistics.
In the UK?
In the UK.
Okay.
Then hide some of the data, but then tell me, say, them 4 countries, then the people then we then know about within 120,000.
4 countries? Mm-hmm. That's practically impossible.
Yeah. We then get.
The data we then get.
Yeah.
Okay, on records.
Yes. And now, where you stretch down there to 9 countries, and then that number they probably go double.
Yeah.
And where you branch off now North Africa and Central Africa,
it becomes even more.
Exactly.
True.
And now the model way I try for build, it make the MRU community set them as a community interest company as opposed to a charity, because charity not allow for do business.
Yeah.
But the community interest company allow for do business. And so what we look at from a business perspective, we look at the size of the market. And so therefore if we design products there, we too small for able for buy into them products.
Sure.
But if we get a wider market, and then which means we will get a lot more income where they come. We of course now we own the organization, so priority there to we. But then when you look at them from a business angle, you need for connect with the masses. Yeah.
Okay. I think that makes a lot of sense when you look at the business strategy of them. And I think, again, like you say, if it is partly owned by the MRU community, they benefit first before it goes to the other areas of concern. So what in the few more other things that we feel to say the community as a whole watching right now, as in the civilian community and the MRU community, where possibly a Creole and what will they talk about go benefit from? What will be your kind of take-home messages to them? And I said, this is not going to be the only program that we're going to run within the KDHR and MRU, but we need for just summarize, and then look, we know exactly what will be the next steps going forward within the communities. And
so we try for put together a support structure where could be a one-stop shop for all the problems in the year. And then they get for come in the form of an institution. And so one of the biggest things within that institution, a financial institution, where then there could be one next big project, where now forget a credit union for the community.
Okay.
And a credit union, other countries they call them community bank. If we get we own bank, we in with the use, as opposed to the high street banks thing, it means we in control of our finances, and so we're able to build financial resilience. And now how credit unions in the work in this country win a part of the credit union. The profit way it make, the share at the end of the year. And so which means at the end of the year, the financial year, people then get within and look forward to. And because the financial institutions and then they're highly regulated by the government, and so before then grant one a license, the FCS or the Financial Conduct Authorities, before it grants you license for establish a credit union, then go down satisfy themselves, say wanna get all the things then we wanna need for get in place for protect people them money.
So what are some of those requirements?
And so then I forget a strong people then with experience on how for run a bank, basically.
You're looking at experienced bankers?
Yeah, people that we don't work na the banking industry, we get financial knowledge and then things, and then people then weigh their integrity back the high up yonder.
Sure.
And a democratic process wherein the whole community gets proper representation and then they're able for contribute to the decision making process of the credit union. And so then one of the institutions then we would they put for the MRU community. Now the second institution, education we they look at, well probably we come out Sierra Leone will better.
Okay.
Because if you not go school, say if you talk Creole and Creole, FIBA English.
At some point, yeah.
We cousin then at the French side where they pick now and bring come na ya, we not even sabi how school look like.
Yeah.
Then get a lot more challenges, and then country, especially now, the situation is such that if you not go school, you're not able to do nothing. If you not get skills, labor work, it will kill you.
Even in labor work, you need to forget some amount of educational background for making you able to read what is danger and what isn't.
Yeah, and so how we the plan for address that we start with a training center for the community, and slowly graduate down into a college for the community.
Okay.
And then push them a bit further as a university. Hence the reason we make a try for link up with the universities then now. Right.
So is it going to be like an adult education scheme for start? Is you going to start with any age or maybe any school going or dropouts from school going age 16, 15 or 25 beyond?
Now for anybody we want for learn, we not able to do that in the mainstream.
Okay. And it will cover all curriculum or majority of the curriculums?
What this not only one graded one, so now we all get to do this.
Right.
And I've been done talk to with brothers and sisters then within the teaching field. They're very, very happy about the initiative because now the extra time then go use, they no need for left them jobs then for make we do that day. And most of them already they give free classes then in the evening and weekends.
Okay.
And so we can able for use their own skills and expertise for help with people then way the shame for going to college.
Right.
Because the system assumes everybody where they are learn at least basics.
At some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if you know say now, well, then they're not applicable to you, and how do you say that? And so you just go with the flow even if you did die.
I agree, because we've seen cases of people struggling to interpret certain things because they don't know what to do, and they end up take the wrong medication, take the wrong dose, or just do the wrong turning of what they're supposed to do the right way.
Yeah.
And it lead them to maybe their death or their demise.
Yeah.
So,
and so that's the second pillar. So the education is the second pillar.
That one I'm very interested in because I think I'll be able to share my own expertise in various different areas.
Yeah, and I think say you're very useful back in the credit union because you know one of the most valuable assets we'll get in the community. Yes.
Okay.
So the third pillar, that project they will work on last year.
Right.
When the health and well-being hub, where they bring together all we voluntary organizations then where they provide service in the health and well-being sector.
And that has gone very effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we don't link the legal services to Dande.
Why specifically?
Because the people that we need help most of the time, the people that we then need help from, not willing to give that help they freely or easily.
Okay.
Than the local authorities. Now you get somebody way don't old or somebody way don't born a day with him picking there in don't lost him paper or not getting paper. He wants house to say they live. You go to the council then go say well you not get paper so we not get obligation for give you.
Yeah.
And so you go only take a lawyer and skill for push the council say well actually yes the law say this. But picking them day inside as well. And so picking them get priority over.
Because it not only affect the kids
Exactly.
them as much as it affect the adults.
Yeah, but unless you're able for points down there out to them, they're not willing for do down there. And we don't get few cases then where Sister Adama, we're not the director for Women's Health Advocacy Network. We're not one of the strongest woman that will get in this community.
Pillar pioneer woman.
Yes.
I don't see them in action a few times.
It don't get a lot of challenges then in them kind of cases then they remember one family from Sierra Leone where the lady go born in a hospital, in St. Thomas's Hospital. Because they don't get paper, then 3 come out of the hospital.
Immediately after birth or a couple of days?
Yeah, a couple of days. And 3 come out of the hospital because they're not for being able to force them out. And now it come out, it can't find himself in a Sodok. And Sodok social services say they're not obligated because the woman, I think, he come out from a wealthy background in Sierra Leone. And so therefore, not to destitute.
So they're expecting her to fund her own accommodation.
So then the one for using resources, then we get back.
Right.
And so Adama been get for alert me. And then your legal department na just one green one line email na send for say the need for look at destitution, not from the normal English language, but from the legal point of view. For say destitution mean completely different thing from what we understand and for mean in normal English language.
So what's the difference with the legal terms and the normal terms of the layman?
So the normal English language in definition can be a bit narrow, and so destitution way would they say, I don't know if na poor person like somebody
will not get no form of
exactly.
resources, like you just above by donation or when they can give handovers.
Yeah, but then the legal definition is wider and flexible, and so you go then at the UK na you're not destitute, but you're not millionaire in Sierra Leone.
Okay, so the destitute in the legal form will only represent you in the environment that you find yourself.
Because the jurisdiction only covers then no get right for role.
Me accountable for something where I get to the other side of the ocean.
There you go.
Okay,
and so the assessment not for cross boundary. And so then just
that is why I don't like lawyers.
Yeah, then just need for look now, and so
keep your eye on the ball. Where the situation is happening is where you should focus on.
And that's all I put in the email, and it changed the whole assessment.
Wow.
It changed the whole assessment because waiting. I also say a worrying for say a head of children's social services go make them kind of decisions here before it check within the law is.
So it's legal discrimination per se.
Yeah, and so that just highlights the fact say the only way the services then we organizations then they provide in a year go be effective. Now if they also get the support of lawyers then.
So how can you be accessed? How can you be accessed? How do you go reach out? Because again, what you don't highlight are very important things within the Australian community, not just Australian, but the migrant community, immigration, housing, finance, access to public fund, health, education is paramount, because I know a family right now that is struggling to get their kids to full-time education because they don't have permanent residents in this country, so they've been pushed from one school to the next, to the next, to the next. And I think that is very much disappointing because, again, education should not be limited based on the fact that you don't have your legal requirement. They have legal requirements, but it's not good enough by the schools. So basically, how people are able for access card HR, because your services, I think, is highly needed by the community.
Yes. We not advertise yet.
Advertise now. Now you've advertised.
And the reason we not advertise, we don't want for put ourselves in the Christmas morning or pray morning tailor situation.
Close candle and you never for so.
We are in the number of people that will bring close to you. Yeah, and the number of tailors that were available are not able for match.
Right.
We still they build the institutions. Funding a huge barrier.
Right.
Not to everybody go one for sacrificing self like how me don't sacrifice myself.
True, I agree.
And if me don't actively put myself in this position, I don't go on for drag other people them for.
No, but if you have to, you have to.
I don't try for drag few people them, but when you look at the cost of living and the responsibilities and where they get with them families then, and now you know one for force them for sacrifice, for look after them family, for do good.
Right.
And so for rely on volunteers them, it hard because I don't get few problems and we done the way some of the cases then what they take in the stretch over 2 years.
And a volunteer so will struggle to deal with that for 2 years.
You just call you know more say I know they do again.
Yeah, that's really difficult.
And so if you start time, it's easy for me you follow through, but if somebody else start time, it's difficult for me you take them in the middle.
Because you don't know how the process, you don't know what you don't go through, witness some of the advantages.
And so that's one of the reasons that we make and not advertise it because I still train the lawyers them for able to get them up yonder, and I still try for link with the universities them, so that we'll be able to get a lot of people then with legal skills for able for help before we advertise.
Okay.
So that way people then come what you promise we're able for deliver. And on for advertise now and people then come me get limited time while they spend now legal services provision than the previous 2-3 years ago.
Right.
We been the only thing that they do. So now as the project in the advance, I get for let go certain places there and get for delegate and strengthen people and so now then we try for do. We go reach a stage wherein we go get a digital platform, we go get a dedicated phone. So I think that 3 ways then we look at how people are able to access the services then, and we look at this from the point of view of the health and well-being hub we don't work with last year. So the second phase of that then at the digital platform where you're able to access and through online, telephone, or you walk in. And so then now we work towards. So once we don't get the lawyers, then we say we want them, and we don't begin to get the funding for train them and for support them. And then we go begin to advertise and we don't build the website, but we don't launch it.
Okay.
And so then we go launch the website now because we know we don't get all the things and we only forget in place.
Well, that's very interesting to know. And I think for summarize everything that you've said, you are highly needed within our community, and I know say something you need to take like for saying something where the community go embrace, but I think that they embrace them a lot more, even though some of them need to come front to you and say thank you for all the services they really provide, especially with the network of things they really do around right now. So I think we have to give you that praise, even though something you can shy away from them. But I think it's very important. What's make I say that kind of thing also right now? Yeah, because we need to praise people that are doing voluntary work within the community, because no matter how you look at them, the amount of time and effort spent from your own side, bringing people together, you're not being paid for that. It's on a voluntary basis that you're doing all of this hard work, and you find people that appreciate them. If you not appreciate them financially, but later appreciate them vocally and say, thank you very much for what you're doing. You're bringing something to the community that has never been done before. And for that reason, we want to appreciate you. So what would be your message to the community for possibly acknowledging or not acknowledging the amount of work that you do, and how do you get them to be able to understand that you're here to deliver the services that you've just highlighted from CAD, HR, and the MRU community we don't set up?
I think my message could be for say we don't try for work as individuals and not get we anywhere. It's high time we begin to think, say, with strength, deep and with unity, and not to just for say united we stand, but actually for make that move there. And I think, say, we don't set the brightest example. The strength of me walk, waiting to give me the strength for wake every morning and do what I do, not because of Una. Yes. You in the beginning, you know, they get everybody for come on board.
True.
But you they get. I remember when me and you first talk. You asked me a lot of difficult questions. Then.
That's me.
We maybe understand what you been the come out, because before you trust me, you need to understand why I did do this.
True.
And waiting I did think about in the long run. And so now that make myself give you all the answers then. And I've been no say you know been the do that day for make life difficult for me. You been the do that day because you they look for somebody way. If it can of the community, you go down do your assessment. You don't know say this person is genuine, and so therefore you be able to work with them. You're not that kind of person there. Me and sister is such a way it can drop me judges now moving the talk. I say most of the time you they present yourself like say you they do this work for money. I say but you not like money at all. I say you love the community, and I able to identify the people that way like the community.
Right.
And I think that one of my strengths then for know people that way genuinely like the community, and I able to forget one. And so therefore I make a believe say this the work. We're not going to bring everybody together in the beginning.
Sure.
But the unity way them go see between we go encourage other people them for join we can do this. We don't make progress within we community. We don't make progress within the local authorities and government. We don't connect with the business community. And then 3 connections here we need for succeed. The last meeting where we get na Camberwell Library, you see say now wait man then self will bring.
Yeah.
And that they show say we need for work with them even if we not like them, even if we know say they not like we.
That's true. I agree.
Na then get them country, na then sabo side the money day, na then get this sababo, na then go create that link there for you. How then they fake, then smile them for we. That's how we self go fake, we smile them for them.
True. I agree.
At the end of the day, we get what we want from them, then get what we want from we. One other thing is, and this don't help me for progress with the work. I'm not afraid when somebody want for use me. In fact, then they don't help me forget a lot of things, because when you want for use me, you focus on how you they use me, and you they expose your weaknesses then, because you just they look at how you they exploit me. And while you focus on how for exploit me go to identify a lot of areas how for exploit you as well. So by the time when you they feel say you they exploit me, the things that I don't get from you not even understand. And that way that they work with the weight man then.
Right.
They appear like say a doubt and confused, and so the Chinese then they do. So by the time then they know say you're not fool, and then we don't get some.
You've learned a lot.
Exactly.
And you've gone a long way.
So we not just see somebody want for use and then we resist. Probably you go benefit a lot more from the person than waiting him being the field.
Because they always say allowed to be used to gain experience, and that experience is what is going to take you to the next level.
Yeah.
But if you refuse to be used, then definitely you're not going to make any progress. Yeah. Right. Well, Askia Whane, it's a pleasure to have you at the Sierra Gem Media Studio with the lamp. And like I said to you earlier on, the lamp now they bring for LAN. and make progress, because what we don't learn from you today, especially me, your initial first 5-10 minutes is a story that I've never heard from you. I've known you now for almost 10 years plus, but I not ever get this kind of privileged discussion with you a year before narrate you beginnings for me. I would say this is your early beginnings, and I've never had anything like this from you, even though I don't sabi you, we don't talk about all kinds stuff when it comes to progress and how we get to where we are. And this is the first time I'm hearing it. So I have learned a lot today from you, and I'm going to use it effectively as we go forward. But like I said, it's a pleasure to have you, and we're definitely going to be seeing you here one more last time. How often are we going to be expecting you on the lamp for updates on some of the things that you do as Kadichar among the MRU community in the UK?
I want to say first, the pleasure is all mine. You know, one of the people that I admire greatly in the community, and I get high respect for. And so you no go call me by anything way, I no go run cam. And so then are the first thing.
Thank you for that.
The things and way you know sabi about me yet na because we focus always on about the community. So when me and you meet up, most of what we talk not about we self.
No. True.
Not about how for push the community go before.
True.
And so we not get that opportunity yet for dwelling to we personal stuff.
I think at the beginning looking to another very
we
close.
Go get we go get today. And in terms of the update, one for the do them as frequently as possible. Because if they tell people and say make them be transparent, you get for make sure say you transparent.
Sure.
In the first place. And so I begin mid last year on monthly updates. But I start down then on my LinkedIn profile, and a day I can post most of my updates. I not start them as a way for be transparent. I start them as a marketing tool for attract business partners.
Okay.
Because the LinkedIn are the marketplace for businesses.
Right.
They make the connections, then where they able for push. So the more noise you make there, now the more people in they see you, now the more then they reach out to you, now the more when they create a relationship.
Right.
But then I realized say, well, if I did do this for attract partners, why I not for share the same thing with my community? And so I create a broadcast list. After me at a program where I send the people then where I invite, where I send thank you message and a follow up. And so I see the reaction where that message they bring come. And then I realize say, Bio we get a bigger platform and a more efficient way. And so I start for being the habit for the monthly updates.
Okay.
And we slowly they push into a newsletter where you don't help me for redesign because that first design that first design way that me DIY design
well it's still something. It's just the initiative which is good.
Yeah.
I think
and so now something than the way I want to make we continue for work on.
Okay.
Because we can able for develop into something very, very useful for the community.
Sure.
And I go like for coming here as frequently as you want me for be, but at least once a month. But if you need me for come more than once a month, as I say, me na you soldier.
Well, no problem. But by the way, the Miata program, we had a minimum of 100 to 150 people, and every single one that stood up and make a statement that they were saying thank you to Askia. Oh, now Askia make a cap. Oh, now I'm like, okay, well, this one little I put that together. But that just shows how diverse you are with your community outreach, because you had people that came all the way from the Midlands just to come and attend an event in Suddock that may have nothing to do with their community because they live in the Midlands.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that you network don't grow beyond Suddock. So basically anything that you have, they are interested to come and be part of it, because then they benefit from at some point. Because when they come, they might be the Guinean, Malian, Liberian community that lives in the Midland, but when they can meet up, then come in Guinean, Malian, and Senegalese or Sierra Leone, we possibly don't see for years. So they end up to share contacts, and they end up to be in contact communication-wise, which is very good.
Yeah.
So I would say, well, definitely we'll have you here possibly once a month. It depends on how much updates you want to give to the community, and this is yours. Anytime you think you have something to communicate to the community, Sarah J Media and the Lamp is always available for you. And don't forget, the Lamp is why we're here, because we want to learn and also make progress with some of the things that we are learning. Just like when you say, we cannot progress if we don't work together. That unity is very important, and we need to keep it alive. And not just for say, oh, look, we come together and work, but we need to work effectively, and we need to work productively so that we can see the results of what we're doing. It's a pleasure to have you, and thank you very much for all the hard work that you're putting into the community, and we're definitely going to host you here once a month if you are available, because I know for you, we get a huge amount of commitment, but sometimes I get you when I make the phone call, which is
I'm not go ever busy for you.
So thank you very much. It's a pleasure to hear that.
For be sure. Yeah, you get for be sure, because the busy we are busy in the community work.
Yeah.
And I can able for prioritize. And I believe say for come a year and for share some of the work we do with people so that then self go able for learn from within the struggles and the challenges and what we get and how we overcome them. A very good and a happy and the lamp a symbol of knowledge, and so a very good platform, an important place for the, and good luck for the spend me time.
Thank you very much, Askia, for having you, and we're definitely going to see you back anytime soon on the Lamp. And I will say thank you to viewers. Well, viewers, that's the end of today's show. I just want to say thank you to all who watch, and we deliberately go into the local dialects because I think Askia want to talk to in community. We know say there are many people out there who can speak English and they can understand English, but also the community we Askia to serve is not just about the ones that can speak and understand English, because there's a huge community in the diaspora, especially in the UK, primarily in Southwark, where we live. We possibly need proper English, need to write English, but then you understand Creole very well. And you want for me the message reach out to them as much as you want for me the message reach out to those that can able to read and write. So don't forget to join us with Askia on a regular basis once a month, at least for able for come and updates on about some of the things they willing to do, and then community outreach projects. And don't forget, CAD HR is doing a lot for the community when it comes to immigration, when it comes to housing, when it comes to, well, I don't know whether when it comes to adoption or childcare issues, of course, I know that in the pipeline as well. I'm not getting no doubt in that, but that is another different
so then they come under family.
Under family, yeah. Okay, good. So these are the areas that CAD HR covers, and don't forget to possibly check his LinkedIn page. Don't forget to check his social media angles. We'll put them at the bottom of the screen, so at least you'll be able to access them when needed. And it's just a phone call away. It is my young brother, and it will work with so many other civilians. Then we give them time for volunteer. So if you out there, you have an expertise skills in the health, in the legal, or in social issues, please reach out. You want 2-3 hours a day, a week, a month, not go kill you. Because if we're not able for enlighten ourselves and look able for live amicably within the diaspora, we will struggle. It's not about building houses. It's not about driving cars. It's not about wearing posh clothes that makes you a good or somebody who live a healthy life. No, it's about the relationship you create. It's about the support network that you build to other civilians or non-civilians that will make them grow and be better human beings. So don't forget to join us again for another edition of The Lamp. Until next week, I say goodbye to you and tata.